Good evening, everyone. So North American cities are being transformed both architecturally and culturally by migration. This brings to the surface policies that promote racist attitudes, discrimination, and assimilation within the host city. The problem with architecture of modern cities is that it remains unchallenged despite their changing multicultural makeup. So more than ever, architects and designers are faced with the problem of designing for diverse communities. What if instead of resorting to spatial homogenization, we started from the premise of cultural diversity in architecture as a crucial part to humanity? Rather than assuming migration only happens in bigger centers, this project builds on the desire of a northern community to attract newcomers in the wake of its population decline. So using Sudbury as an example, this project builds on the historic precedents of how immigration created neighborhoods generations ago, proposing an immigration support center that acts as a central hub to the city. The project site is located in the Donovan, and this location has been home to many immigrants throughout the history of the city. It also borders downtown with an ethnic makeup of mainly Anglo-Saxons, and these two neighborhoods are separated by the physical barrier created by the train tracks. Furthermore, it is adjacent to the Friendship Center, which could potentially broaden the integration of newcomers not only to the city, but to the First Nation population in the area. The proposed site is also at proximity to local banks, government buildings, pharmacies, and grocery stores, which would facilitate referrals and/or daily needs. So this project proposes to reinvent the downtown master plan in an attempt to shift the urban core to the proposed site. It establishes the new building as a place for cultural diversity instead of an office complex proposed in the current downtown master plan. Included in the project is a cultural plaza that would nurture public life and increase the community's participation. It's a place where different cultural origins come together in a supportive architectural context of mutual enjoyment. The atmosphere created by the design is intended to foster social integration and nurture a collective belonging with the wider community of Sudbury. It showcases the history of immigration and acts as a beacon of hope and change towards a more inclusive landscape. So the use of laneways in the project gestures to Sudbury's laneways, which were historically used by immigrants as informal meeting spaces. So laneways acts as circulation to the lower level of the Immigrant Support Center and becomes a lively part of the urban streetscape. So although this project aims to provide an architectural project to the city of Sudbury, it is intended to be a framework of research that can be used in other cities. The final design is by no means the solution, however, it's intended to start a conversation. In our age of migration, I invite everyone in this room to begin to rebuild an inclusive, diverse landscape for tomorrow. Thank you.